up, you guys? Hello, darlings. Welcome back to Dri'Amore. I'm Drea, and today we will be doing yoga for menstrual cramps. I don't know about y'all, but when it's that time of the month, the cramps be cramping, and I'm ready to throw my uterus out the window. So, to avoid that, let's go through a flow to help to ease your pains and aches during that time of the month. And we're going to be doing poses that you can use yoga blocks for. So if you have two, grab two of your blocks. And you can also grab a cozy blanket. So if you have a blanket, you can just take it out, fold it up a few times, and we will use it in a nice little small square rectangle situation. So come on in, grab your blocks, grab your blanket, grab your bags, and come on. All right, so we're going to begin in tabletop pose today. Tabletop, we're going to be on our hands and knees. You want your hips stacked over your knees and your shoulders stacked over your wrist. We're going to start moving into cat and cow pose, starting with dropping your belly down towards your navel, taking a deep inhale in through your nose. As you inhale, dropping your navel, you're also looking up towards the ceiling, creating a nice arch in your spine, tucking your tailbone up towards the ceiling as well. And we exhale, rounding our spine, chin into our chest. Again, we inhale, dropping our belly down towards the ground, looking up, going into our cow pose. Cow pose means belly down. Think about a cow, how its belly is kind of like that droopy U shape. And then we're going to round our spine up into cat pose. Big exhale. So I really want you to take your time using your breath, slow, intentional movements, big inhale, dropping your belly down, filling up your belly with air, releasing any tension or pain you may be feeling. And we exhale, go ahead and round your spine up. And one more inhale, dropping your belly down. And we exhale, making our way back into a neutral spine. And this is where we can take our blanket. You're going to start to sit back towards the heels of your feet, and your blanket and your block can come into use here. You can take your block right in between your feet, one or two blocks as well. So once you do that, you want to sit back towards your blocks, extend your knees out nice and wide. So you're going to find yourself sitting on your blocks, okay? So you can take your blocks to whatever height is most comfortable for you. With your blanket, fold it up however you need. And you're going to lower down so that your head comes down to rest on your blanket. And you're also going to extend your arms out in front of you. So you're going to come down, forehead to blanket. And then you're just going to let yourself really kind of nuzzle into this pose. Maybe you move your blanket to your chest. Your block can also come to your forehead if you have one to spare. And we're going to take nice deep breaths here. Another option is taking your blanket in between your butt and the heels of your feet. So you can also, like I said, sit here, give yourself some extra cushion. So maybe your blanket comes on top of your block. And you just get a nice and cozy feel. And we stay here a little bit deeper in our pose. Maybe you can find some more space in this pose. So maybe you are extending your arm out a little bit further, pushing your chest down towards the ground. With each deep breath, use your breath to release any tension you may be holding on to. A few more deep breaths here. Slowly remove this block from beneath your forehead if you do have a block here, or a blanket, or if your head is just on the mat. Go ahead and lift your head up. You're going to take your arms and you're going to walk them over to the right until you can't walk them over anymore, and then your left hand is going to come to the top of your right hand. You're going to lower back down. And then we're going to walk our hands to the middle, and then all the way over to the left. Right hand comes on top of the left, and then lower. And walk our hands back to the middle. And we're going to slowly make our way to lifting our hips off of the heels of our feet. You can remove your blocks and your blanket from the mat for now. Your blocks will be coming back very soon. You're going to take your left foot and you're going to step your left foot up towards the outside of your left hand. And this is where your block can come into play, bringing your block to the inside of your left foot, under your left hand. And we're going to reach our left hand up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bring our left arm down towards the ground. And we're going to thread it behind our right arm. And we lift it back up. Inhale through your nose and exhale. Go ahead and thread it through. Inhale, go ahead and lift back up. And this time you're going to take your forearm down to your block. So from here you can use one block or you can use two. And whichever option you choose, the short edge of your block is going to be parallel with the inside of your foot. And you're going to now go from one forearm to two. And we're just going to work on We're releasing any tension from our hips, so maybe we're going into some small hip circles here. So this is a really nice hip opening pose, and also working on our hip flexors. So little itty bitty circles, you can kind of work your way through that using your breath. And if your back knee is giving you some discomfort, you can take that blanket and you can go ahead and place that under your knee. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take that to the other side now. So we can keep our blocks and blanket where they are. You may have to take your blanket, shift it over to the left just a little bit so that it can be under your left knee. And we're gonna take our right foot now up to the front. And then we're going to remove that one block off the top if it's there for now. Left hand is stamped to the mat. Right arm lifts straight up towards the ceiling. And we thread that arm behind the left arm. Big inhale, go ahead and lift up. And we exhale all the way through. Big inhale. And we exhale, go ahead and place your forearm to the block. Again, remember, you can always take your second block. And we're going to now lower both forearms down. And we're going to go back into those hip circles that we did earlier. So you may realize that one side feels a little bit more open or more flexible than the other. That just means that you are normal. We just have to work at creating our balance. The balance is work. So this is the work. Continue taking those deep breaths. If you're feeling any crampy pains or whatever, breathe through it and really just let your body tell you what it needs in this movement. Maybe you just stay nice and still, but maybe that movement helps you to release that pain. Alright, we're going to come out of this after one more circle. Go ahead and remove those blocks. Alrighty, and you can keep your blanket where it is. So I'm going to open mine up one time, place my knees back on top of the blanket, and we're going to move into puppy pose. So puppy pose is the, I guess, child of downward dog, right? So we're going to extend our hands up to the front, towards the front of the mat, and we're just going to keep our hips right in line with our knees, and we're going to lower our forehead down to the mat, extending our arms out to the front. And we continue to breathe, and maybe we add a small sway from side to side, giving your body that extra movement it needs. Remember, motion is lotion. So, I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase that something about stagnant energy. So movement, whenever you're feeling some sort of like negative pain, negative emotion, can really help to get those emotions out. Let's go ahead and come up from that. Alright, we're going to take a small moment in Cobra pose. So you're going to lower your hips down towards the ground, keeping your forearms stamped to the mat. And I'm sorry, not Cobra. We're going to move into Sphinx pose. Big breaths. And as your hips lower, you are actively maybe also pressing your navel down towards the mat, deepening your stretch. And having your knees on your blanket kind of helps to deepen your stretch a little bit more. Makes you work a little bit harder to keep your hips stamped to the mat. Alright, let's go ahead and roll over to either side. And we're gonna come up into a seat. Alrighty. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. Alrighty. We're gonna move into a wide-legged straddle. So bringing your legs out as wide as you are comfortable. And from here, we're gonna take our 2 blocks, or you can take your blanket, or all 3. And we're going to move into a fold. So ideally you want this set up to kind of be where you rest your chest. And then from here, you can adjust as necessary. So if you have a little bit more space and you want to fill that space, going a little bit deeper in your stretch, then you just remove a block and you rest your chest down. And we're just gonna hang out here for a few breaths. So get comfortable, whatever feels like it's not too much of a stretch, or you can really hold this for like about 60 seconds. I want you to find that. And then we're gonna stay here and really take some nice deep breaths. So get into your pose. And we're gonna take some nice deep breaths. One more deep breath. In through your nose and exhale. Let's go ahead and slowly make our way up out of our fold. And we're going to go ahead and transition onto our backs. Go ahead and slide your legs together. And we're going to come straight down. Using your core as much as you can, extending your arms out, and we're gonna lower down nice and slow. That's as slow as I got today, y'all. Alrighty, so go ahead and keep your knees at a bend, stepping the bottoms of your feet to the mat, and your arms are at your side, palms down. From here, we're going to lift up our hips, squeezing through our glutes, so that our hips raise up towards the ceiling, making our way into bridge pose. So when I say inhale, we're going to push our feet into the ground. And when we exhale, we're going to lift, pushing our hips up towards the ceiling, okay? Inhale, pressing your feet into the ground. Exhale. Push. Push, push, push. Big exhale, squeezing your glutes. Big inhale again. Exhale, lower all the way down, nice and slow. One more time. Inhale, pressing your feet into the ground. Exhale, push. Squeezing all the way to the top. And big inhale. And exhale. And you're going to slowly lower your knees over to the left. Bringing your arms out wide like a T or like airplane wings. And we take our knees back to the center. And we shift it to the right. Knees come to the center. Inhale to the top. Exhale to the left. Inhaling at the top. And exhale to the right. Inhaling at the top. And we're going to switch it up. Exhale, slide your legs down the mat. All the way down. So we're going to take 60 seconds here in a nice Shavasana, which is how we integrate our practice in a full circle, allowing our body to really take in what we did today. So I want you to follow your breath. And we're going to continue to breathe here, staying in your Shavasana. Continue your breathing, and you will begin to hear a sound bath. Continue to breathe. Continuing to notice how your body is feeling in this space. Removing any tension that you may be holding on to. Any additional extra pain that you may be feeling, let it go. Breathe deeply, intentionally. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, inviting your awareness back into the space. Rolling over onto whatever side you see fit, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Before you slowly make your way back up into a seat. And we're going to close out with a deep breath, taking your hands out by your sides. Big inhale, raising your arms all the way up, palms to touch. And we exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me, your time with me, and I hope this flow gave you
everything that you needed. And with that being said, namaste.